Hello everybody, just a quick one. In the interest of trying to document everything, I thought I should actually make a video about this. So one of my tasks of the week was to relook at these paintings. I know I've showed them off in a previous video. They're animated so that they do all this like creepy stuff. Now, unfortunately, that code is not in the game anymore. I took it out for whatever reason. At this point, all the paintings do is appear as these static things, and they're interactable, and the player will comment on them like that. But, as I've mentioned before, one of the big problems I've had is my inability to understand what ParentBeginPlay does, in as much as it runs code from the parent blueprint. So I went back to look at these paintings again, and I realized that all of them have all this unnecessary code in them when all they need is that. The problem is, because I didn't know how to do that, I didn't feel comfortable having these blueprints be children of BP Interactive Object Base, which has all this code in it. So I'd made them standalone blueprints. So I can't now just go and add call to parent function into all of these blueprints. I have to create new ones. And it's turned out to be like quite a bit trickier than I thought it would be. So I thought, since I'm kind of in a rhythm and I've been doing this for hours now, that I would demonstrate the process just in case I need to do it again or someone else out there needs to do it again. So what we do is we open the original, which I've got here, currently on painting 14. Here it is. Let's just position it a bit better so that we can see it properly. There it is. So what we need to do is create a child of BP Interactive Object Base, which I've done here, and we will name it. We are working on painting 14. So we will duplicate this. I just have this one ready to duplicate because I have to do this over and over. As far as I can tell, there's no way to do this as a batch. So we'll call this BP painting 14 underscore new. Okay, let's get that opened, and we'll get the actual painting open, the original as well. Okay, the first thing we do is drag a box around that and get rid of all the original code. Then we need to go to the viewport. I want to do the viewport in both of these because this bugs out for some reason and I have no idea why. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I find it works best if you hit compile on both the thing that you're copying from and the thing you're copying to. And then we go and select the two items that are unique to this blueprint. So the frame and the plane being the flat surface onto which the painting is projected because it's a media file, it's animated. And we right click and we copy, and then we go over here and we right click on default scene root and we hit paste. You see, now that worked. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes when you hit paste, it just copies these two items, but with none of their positional data included. Still got no idea why it does that, but okay, that worked. The next thing we want to do is set the interact collider to be the same as the original. So we'll start by setting the sphere radius to 64, which is the same as it is on all the other paintings. Then we'll go back to the original painting, select interact collider, and copy the Y coordinate and paste it in, and then the Z coordinate, and then paste that in as well. Now the interact colliders should be the same for both paintings. Okay, then we need to go back here and copy the variables across. Now these ones, player, WBP, notifier, feedback, and everything, these are all in this blueprint. They are created individually, but in the new form of the blueprint, these are all things that happen in the parent blueprint, which is why I'm redoing all of this work. So we need to copy these variables. Now, for some reason, I can't control click and select multiple variables at once, so you've got to do them one at a time. So there are 4 variables to copy. So we copy the first one and paste. And then the second one, paste that. And the third one, copy and paste. And the last one, copy and paste. I'll make another video about this stuff once I've actually figured the code out. But basically it's the painting name, which is what pops up when you actually have to compile here, which is what pops up when your character gets close to it. And a description, which is what happens when you click when you push the interact button, and then a link to the media player that handles that particular animated painting, and then the seek time. Now the seek time is the starting point. So at this point it's set to 5 seconds. Because I used an AI to generate these videos, they start out as these kind of amorphous gray blobs. Takes a few seconds before they're actually, you know, recognizable as something, because it's essentially a video time lapse of iterative AI design. So what I've got is I've set it to start at 5 seconds so that when the game starts it actually looks like a painting and not just like nothing. Okay, so that's the variables passed across, and then the last thing we need to pass across is the code. So in this case we don't need this stuff because this stuff happens in the parent blueprint, so we'll ignore that and we'll just take that stuff and copy it and go to the event graph here and paste it in, and then all we do is we add a begin play event and we add a call to parent function, connect them up, connect that up to the rest of the blueprint, and we should be done. And now if I hit save, now let's see what happens if I drag this into the actual game window. Now this is the original. The new one has new appended onto it. So if I drag this in, it should function exactly the same as the old one, which is this one over here. So we'll go and try them. And again, there's no animation yet. This is just fixing mistakes that I've done in the past. Let's just make sure they work okay. So when you walk up to the original, you get that, which is the description, and then you get the flavor text, which is what your player says when you use the interact button. And the same should now happen here. And there we go. Okay, so that's how I duplicated all of my shitty coded blueprints and made new ones for the paintings. And the next video will hopefully be on how I actually managed to fix the animation issues. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.